Lone stranger. I'm doing some trail work on the Cohos sections. A lot of bugs. Sorry if you see me swatting. Well, I figured it was probably time to start talking about what I'm going to do this summer. We're going to go back out and we're going to try that loop again. But this year we're going to call it the boundary loop. That sounds better. And we're just going to fix all the mistakes we made last year. Maybe even add a little bit more to it. So, just as a refresher, the whole thing is about 400 miles. New Hampshire, Canada, Maine, back down to New Hampshire. The trip starts off with the Cohos Trail. We've done this many times. It's a beauty. I love it. We'll start out there at Crawford Notch, head up through a little bit of the Presidentials, then continue our way on up. There is a lot of beautiful trail out there on the Cohos. I would prefer to do it at the end, but I think to officially do this trail you have to do the Cohos first, because that's the easy part. So we'll spend a little over 2 weeks doing the Cohos this year. Then eventually we'll get up to Coleman. My family's going to come and visit me for a few days. They're going to camp with me at Coleman, camp with me at Lake Francis, and then I'm going to go stay at the inn, have dinner. That was really good last year, so we'll go back. But this time I'll take them along. But yeah, the Cohos is my favorite part of this route because, well, it's the easiest part. There's some awful pretty spots out there though. We'll go through Nash Stream, hit up North Percy, Dixville Notch. Don't know what the weather's going to do. Looking at a lot of rain. That dictates which viewpoints we visit, which ones we don't. But yeah, it's an awful lot of pretty trail. And eventually we'll get close to Canada, finish up the Cohos, 4th Connecticut Lake. Little tiny one. Then we'll see how the Canadians feel about me coming in this year. They were very friendly last year, but I don't know. Let's see what we get. But we're going to take 6 days, 5 nights to do the Sentiers Frontaliers. Now that is some of the ugliest trail I've ever seen in spots, but it's also incredibly pretty in spots. So I think it's worth the effort, but we'll see. We may do some of the sportsman's route again this year, cutting some of the interior trails rather than the border trail. The border trail can be really, really bad in spots, so it's better to avoid some sections of it and cut inland when you can. But some of it you just gotta do, so we will do it. But there is some really pretty stuff out there. The border itself is really neat, but there's a couple of really neat mountains we'll hit. Mont du Marbre is like the loneliest mountain I've ever been on after, I think, 3 days in the wilderness. Hadn't seen anybody since the border. Was standing on top of that mountain, realizing just how alone I was. Thankfully, a couple hours later on the way down that mountain, I ran into somebody. We couldn't talk to each other. He only spoke French. I only spoke English. But at least I knew there was somebody else out there. But yeah, that border trail is just vicious in spots. There's literally a few cliffs you got to go up and down. Every once in a while they go into the woods, but mostly they keep you on the border, and it's not really a trail. But then we come into the more populated part of the trail, Gosford section. Met a lot of people up there. Only one of them spoke English, so it was still lonely. When we get out of Canada, if they let us out of Canada, we will road walk the Arnold Trail, Route 27. Last year we had some vicious weather on that highway. Hopefully it'll be better this year, but we'll see. It was very pretty in the rain. It's very pretty in the sunshine. But yeah, it was like tropical storms, thunderstorms, high winds, heavy rains. And then the next day it was really hot and tropical. But we'll head down to Stratton. We spend a couple of days at the spillover. We'll fatten up a little bit, pick up a resupply, and then we will head up to, hopefully, the Bigelows. We will hike up and spend 2 nights at Horns Pond, and then we hit the Appalachian Trail and start heading south. As you may recall from last year, that is some quite rugged trail. We are going to go much slower this year. I've added an additional day to the trip before this section. I've added an additional 6 days to this section. So there are some days where we're hardly going anywhere at all. So we'll see what happens. I may do like 2 of those short days and then take a 0, or we'll do them as Neros. But we're hoping to be in better shape when we get down to the Mahoosics and survive. Got a special pair of socks I've reserved for going down the Mahoosic Arm. And so we'll see if that helps. I don't know. There was a lot of abuse to the feet. But yeah, we're hopeful that we'll make it all the way around this time. I'd like to make it to that hut. I'd like to do that presidential traverse. I'd like to do a lot of things. But we'll have to see what happens. That's all any of us can do. I will be heading out in the near future. Videos are going to come out like, I think every other day, every 3rd day, so that I can stretch them out until I get home and am able to finish up the trip without any huge gaps. Because I will not be able to post for like the last 2 weeks. I won't have any signal. I guess I could try doing it off of cell towers, but it's a lot easier if you got Wi-Fi. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, don't expect a video every day, but I'll try and keep you apprised of just how it's going out there. It's gonna go this time. I got a good feeling we're gonna make it. Maybe. No, come on along. Let's see what happens. It'll be fun. It'll be an adventure. That's what we're calling it. But it's going to rain a lot. It's looking like, I think we got a La Nina, the El Nino or La Nina or whatever this year. The one with the rains. Yeah, it's looking like lots of rain. So, you know how that goes. We'll be singing. I'll see you out there. Hope to anyway.